All right, y'all, Rick's Morning Morning Show, 12 minutes after the hour. Y'all got your front page right here. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone. Your front page is being brought to you by Urban One. Now, make sure you know when elections are happening and make sure you have all the information you need to vote with confidence and make your vote count. Register to vote today at newsone.com/vote. Brought to you by Urban One and One Vote. Represent the vote. All right, here's a quick look at your front page news. So over 35 people have died and dozens are missing due to the wildfires raging on the West Coast. In Oregon, people are being told not to leave their homes or to drive because of smoke and extremely poor air quality. Also in weather, another hurricane is headed towards the Gulf Coast. Forecasters say Tropical Storm Sally will turn into a Category 2 hurricane and will hit Mississippi later on tonight. Meanwhile, going against state regulations and coronavirus health guidelines, President Trump held a rally in Nevada last night. This was his first indoor rally since he held one in Tulsa back in June. It was a packed warehouse and most of his supporters were not wearing masks. And last, the TikTok app, you guys, has been saved. So President Trump gave the Chinese company until tomorrow to find another buyer or be banned in the U.S. The parent company declined an offer from Microsoft and has chosen Oracle to take over its U.S. operation. Oracle's co-founder Larry Ellison is a public supporter of Trump and has hosted fundraisers for him just this past February. All right, that's what's going on in news. For more, log on to the RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, let's take a look at sports.
Yes, indeedy, man. Let's start off with them Denver Nuggets, man. How about down 19 points in the playoffs? The Nuggets force a Game 7 versus the Clippers, who many think will win the NBA championship, man. So we'll see what's going on with that. And if y'all was watching anything over the weekend, the NFL kicked off its official week 1 of the season. Let's start off with the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Rams. No disrespect to the Rams, but the Cowboys should have won that game, man. I ain't got time to go into all those kind of details, dog. Come on, Rick, you already know. And Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns looking like the Cleveland Browns. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, Raven Nation, they dominated Cleveland. 3 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson looked very good. The dude is off the chain. He a beast. The long-awaited return of Tom Brady with his new team, Tampa Bay, started off hot. But that Nation, New Orleans Saints, was too much for the Bucs, man. I still think Tampa Bay will be in the Super Bowl conversation down the stretch late in the season once they start getting all that new chemistry together. We'll see what happens with that. But let's talk about Tom Brady's old team, New England, with their new quarterback, Cam Newton. He actually looked kind of good, dog, versus the Miami Dolphins, man. Coach Bill Belichick had him playing a smart, conservative game. He didn't have a whole bunch of crazy stats. But take what the defense gives you, and they got the victory. So I'm curious to see. I'm excited to see Cam Newton back out there on the field and looking good like he used to. So it is what it is, man. Tonight we got Monday Night Football, 2 games: Pittsburgh versus the Giants and Tennessee versus Denver. That's what I got for sports right now. Let's get it, Gary. With the T, where you at, man?
All right, y'all. People are talking, and we all know, y'all, that the pandemic is still here. But people are wondering what's really going on, y'all, with John David Washington. If y'all don't know who he is, he's the son of Denzel and Pauletta Washington. Now, John David said, y'all, that he had to move back home, because of the pandemic. And people were saying, well, John, since you moved back home, did you have to do chores at your parents' house? And he said, yes, he had to do chores. He said he moved back to his old room. And amidst the coronavirus pandemic, but he said he still had to do chores. His dad made him do chores. He said he had to clean his room. He had to be downstairs for dinner on time. But Samuel Jackson asked the question, well, since you did all that, did you have to sweep the driveway too and what have you? And he said, well, he had to almost somewhat do that too, sweep the driveway. But people are saying this boy is 36 years old. Why would his parents make him do chores at the house?
If you living in somebody's house, you need to do something to help. You can't just live your grown self up in somebody's house and don't do anything.
Okay. Yeah, but he's a big star and stuff. I mean, don't they have a housekeeper?
Not at home, you ain't.
You ain't no star at home. Walk in that door, you are a son, and your dad is dad. Ain't nobody, you ain't walking with no movie titles on your chest.
Well, he's in the movie Tenet now and stuff, and it's a big movie. It did #1 in the box office since the pandemic and stuff, but he had to do chores. But, I mean, people that's kind of, like they would have had a housekeeper or something. That boy's a grown man and stuff. And
they probably got somebody
that do have a housekeeper. But like my mama always told me, that's my housekeeper. You still clean up. She's here to clean up for me. My mom made that very clear. And we grew up with not a lot. But when someone came in to polish her stuff, that's her housekeeper. That's not our housekeeper. We still had chores.
Oh. All right, well, the color today, honey.
We weren't lucky enough to have no housekeeper. Shoot, we get in there, get them kids in there to dust and do those windows and all that kind of stuff. The average person ain't blessed enough to have a housekeeper. So get in there and dust. If you ain't got nothing to do, if you ain't paying no rent, go in there and dust and clean stuff.
Nah, that's what my mom said. I got 5 dishwashers.
We worked all weekend in this house. Yes, sir.
The color today, y'all, is spicy apple. On the high end, just say spicy apple. And on the low end, just say, honey, neon green. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up next in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, we're going to talk about this iconic battle that went down last night on Versus. Next, it's the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
The Ricky Smiley Morning Show, baby.